Hello, good afternoon. In Italy, it's afternoon, but good morning or whatever in a different country. Um, it's great to see you all back here at Life Firm. Thank you to Priscilla for the organization. I'm Dr. Giuseppe Maffi, and today, as in the last months, we are going to continue with our training and webinar education on life farm products, but also on our healthcare attention and protection. I had regeneration. This is my photo, but it's important also to really only to point out some of my skills and experience. I'm a biologist, but first of all, today, specifically today, I want to underline how my background is, and it was, and it is focused on mitochondrial health. And so it connected with the mitochondria, it's the oxidative stress. My follower during our last seminars knew very well how it's important to balance and maintain balance the oxidative stress situation, because of the oxidative stress is a balance between free radicals and antioxidant, and it's crucial to maintain balance this kind of situation. And last but not least, epigenetic therapies, because of really today we have the possibility, the capability to avoid, to prevent, and to manage aging, thanks to the surely important food alimentation program and protocol, but also obviously a perfect and personalized food supplementation. Today, I'm very happy to present one pillars of life farm lists, that's OMNIA, but one step beyond. Today, I immediately go to the topic we discussed about mitochondria. Mitochondria is really the heart of our center. Yes, it's the heart of our regeneration energy system within our body. It's really the hidden engine of regeneration. We speak about the fact that life farm is the probably the most important, the first and unique today in the world regeneration company, thanks to a wide list and a wide pipeline able to sustain this kind of process, the regeneration process. And obviously, all these activity start from one small organules within cells. That's a mitochondria. Mitochondria is really the heart of our energy production, and so it's the heart also of our regeneration process. During my presentation, I want to present and stimulate your attention on what's the key aspect, what's the signals, what's the wide signal that for us it's important to put under our attention. Because of that's the situation in terms of phase in which we could manage in perfect way all progression from disease, for example, a weak signal to disease. And so we could really stop the first phase and in that sense create a prevention protocol, regeneration protocol. But what do you feel? What the indicators that I suggest to point on your attention today and tonight and tomorrow, every day? First of all, please pay attention of our fatigue. If you have constant fatigue, if you have energy dips, that's an important indicator of how your mitochondria could decrease the activity and energy production. Another a point that I invite you to focus is brain fog, or sometimes cognitive difficult, or concentrating difficult. That's another aspect that obviously it's not skeletal muscle situation and this, but is in our brain, in our brain activity. And daily activity on, for example, everyday works for the students, everyday lessons, and study activity. Another key aspect is the difficult to recovery after stress, or after workouts, for example, athletes and sport persons. And that's another key aspect to put under our attention. Slower recovery after workout or stress could be absolutely another indicator to define and to stimulate, to put our attention on mitochondria. Uh, Completely different, but absolutely involved in the regeneration process, is one of the most important organ that face, for example, radiation, pollution. That's our skin. And so the skin could represent really another cockpit, yes, cockpit on which we put our attention. Dull or dry skin, weak hair, or nails. The nails, it's a really spice. It's a really an indicator of how could process our capability to regenerate our body. It's a sort of weak signals. Another, I repeat this aspect. The sensation, the feeling tired but wired, it's another indicator that something changed within our cells, within our mitochondria. And last but not least, the increase the sensitivity to stress. The stress, as you know, it's yes, combined with the high cortisol levels, but the high cortisol levels is combined with other situation, unbalanced situation, the unbalanced capability to face this increase of stress. That's absolutely also a biochemical basis like cortisol, but all these situations start to the difficult to adapt our body, our mind, our cognitive function in the specific situation in which we live. Okay, that's a sort of introduction, because of we start from this aspect to suspect that our mitochondria is not so functional in terms of regeneration and energy production. And so, why the mitochondria represent really the heart of our cells and our regeneration process, because of is really the powerhouse of our cells. As you know, in this on the life side, we could observe in that case cells and mitochondria and the Krebs cycles in which we produce our energy, our ATP. In fact, the mitochondria is really the basis, the center of the production of energy, ATP. Cellular ATP is produced more or less at 90% in mitochondria. I would point out to you that each cell has hundreds to million, I'm sorry, 100 to 1,000 of mitochondria. That's incredible, but in the same time underline and specifically indicate how it's crucial these kind of organs within our cells. The body contains about 10 million billion mitochondria, another crucial aspect. And last but not least, our heart cells can contain up to 5,000 each. Because of the heart cells, they represent really cells with the specific needs in terms of contractility, in terms of use of energy. The contractility of heart fibers represent a big need to energy. That's the reason why up to 5,000 of mitochondria are within heart cells. But please take a look to this scheme, to this really easy understanding process, because of what's happened when mitochondria weakening. I want to underline that one weak mitochondrion can trigger decline in others, accelerating all the cellular aging. And the situation that point our attention on the situation is that first of all we felt energy reduction, but energy reduction move to a different situation. This first step in which the energy decline may lead to a slow down in repair capacity of our body. And immediately we switch to oxidative stress. We talked about in a few minutes ago, we spoke about how oxidative stress is important, how it's important to maintain the balance between free radicals and antioxidant. That's the situation, that's the consequence on an increase. As you know, we have a point increase of oxidative stress as a consequence of repair slows. But strictly connect with oxidative stress and the increase of oxidative stress is the telomeres shorten. We spoke several situations, in several conditions about the strict connection between telomere shortening and aging. And so if you have the capability, and we have the capability, we have the study, we have the LAMI9 that already demonstrates how it is how is powerful activity in the modulation of telomere shortening. But that's the solution, but the problem is that oxidative stress guides and move to telomere shortening. And these steps immediately may lead to aging accelerates and the cycle restart. That's crucial. We have to block this process, and if you have the instrument and we have the tools to block this cycle, we could absolutely start with a new energetic phase, new regeneration phase for our body. That's another interesting slide and picture in which we could observe how, for example, the cellular power, in that case, the cellular power meter or cellular power indicator, dropping with age. For example, by age 40, we could observe, but that's natural. It's not a situation specifically complex. It's normal. It's quite normal that in a normal life cycle, the mitochondrial function could reduce its activity from 30 to 50%. By age 50, the muscle density in cells slowed down about 40%. By age 70, the function of all these systems reduced by 50 to 70%. And by age 80, we could observe a 60% loss of mitochondrial function, specifically in skin cells. I repeat, the skin, the nails, the hair are the most representative indicator of our degeneration. And so please pay attention on these weak and small indicators in our body. We have the capability, the possibility to create a sort of protocol able to support mitochondrial activity, but from a natural health, naturally health, from a natural approach with a natural protocol. First of all, that's a lifestyle. It's not a crucial or a revolutionary approach. First of all, move daily, not more, from 30 to 1 hour walk. Yes, it's enough. It's not a big revolution. It's not a marathon. It's only 1 hour maximum walk. 2, sleep. Sleep deeply, qualitative, quantitative. That's crucial for our regeneration, mitochondrial support. Obviously, as a nutritionist, I suggest to eat nutrients-dense foods. That's crucial. 5 a day. Do you remember the 5 a day of vegetables and fruits? It's crucial to guarantee to our body the sufficient support of nutrients, micronutrients like vitamins, minerals. Stay hydrated and manage stress. For example, with not a revolutionary approach, with, for example, breath, take a breath, relax, yoga, and please maintain a part of your day dedicated to this relax phase. That's enough with a good hydration to maintain also a new important support to mitochondria. And last but not least, supplement smartly. And that's the key aspect in which I want immediately to switch. Because of today, we have a product, not today. Today, I want to present you, I represent you really pillars of the Life Farm pipeline in mitochondrial regeneration. The product is OMNIA. It's I would really point out, not just a beauty formula. Yes, we or might perceive that Omnia, like Lamiderm, are okay connected with the cosmeceutical approach. Yes, sure, but Omnia, it's not just a beauty formula. Really, we could obtain, thanks to this product, and thanks to a daily administration of this product, a cellular nutrition for hair, skin, and nails. But I want to point out that this product supports mitochondria where energy and renewal begin, generally speaking, not only for hair, skin, and nails. And that's important, starting from this point, from this concept. Omnia, how is the specific activity and work that Omnia guarantee supports? First of all, cellular regeneration signals. Sure, that's first important. Antioxidant protection. We spoke about the tremendous oxidative stress. The oxidative stress is the situation in which the free radical sometimes is not faced from antioxidant. In that case, we give and we offer to our body the antioxidant administration. We could, thanks to Omnia, give a structural protein synthesis. The protein and the amino acids represent really the stone, the walls, the basis of our skeletal muscle structure, and so it is really, really important to favor, and that's important, and that's absolutely one of the key activity that Omnia brings, the structural protein synthesis. And last but not least, energy metabolism, the production of ATP. And what's the strategic formulation of the product? First of all, obviously, the stem cells, the X bioactive growth factors that we know very well because laminin is the same ingredients, and thanks to these important ingredients in our product, we could first of all, give a strong signal to our cell to repair and renewal his process. We stimulate, in that sense, yes, collagen, elastin, and fibronectin to recreate the best situation in our derma, in our skin, but also in our nails and hairs. Obviously, the study that I already told you confirmed how, in this case, the egg bioactive growth factors, the growth factors within the product, is able to sustain telomere integrity. And obviously, I spoke also about epigenetic. In that case, the product, and thanks to these ingredients, is able to influence positively epigenetic expression. Crucial, this aspect. But it's not enough. The product contains spirulina. Spirulina is one of the most important antioxidant combination product, power in that case, that not only reduce oxidative stress thanks to the antioxidant formulation, but also maintain clean energy production and provides, as I told you, essential amino acids synthesis. We spoke about of the crucial aspect of antioxidant function in terms of face oxidative stress. In that case, the antioxidant is also a guarantee from botanical blend, grapeseed extract, but also some crucial minerals like, for example, selenium, zinc, magnesium. That's the three main minerals able to combine with antioxidant to further the protection and the regeneration cellular process. Another key activity that this kind of antioxidant guarantee us is the protection from oxidative stress, but induced by or from, in that case, UV damage, ultraviolet damage, pollution damage, small particles damage. Important because of these are free radicals. And so I have the solution with antioxidant. And so last but not least, another key aspect of this kind of blend is the support of our circulation health and obviously cellular recovery. As you know, if you could observe, this really complex formulation that is able to give specific activity for each element, each signals of our regeneration system. That's specifically ingredients to stimulate rejuvenation. That's specifically combined with the skin, nails and the hair, but it's a part of all formulation. Hyaluronic acid, really absolutely well known. That's an ingredient able to increase the hydration, the deep hydration and plump skin. L-cysteine is a crucial amino acid. It's very important that Life Farm decided to insert not glutathione, probably the best antioxidant in our body. But because of the glutathione, it's not enough absorbs. There is a problem to increase the bioavailability of glutathione in our body, and so the strategic approach of the company is not, I put in the formulation a precursor like L-cysteine. L-cysteine is a precursor to glutathione, and in that way we could guarantee the best production of glutathione, but endogenous in that case. That's really crucial, don't forget. And obviously keratin. Keratin is crucial for our, first of all, hair. And last but not least, the pillars approach with the fish collagen. Collagen is hydrolyzed fish collagen. That's a certification, the certainty to increase elasticity and strength of our skin. Another complex within OMNIA, as you know, there is several and more ingredients, is the super vitamin B complex from B1 to B12, we cover all the need of B complex in our body. Why represents this complex crucial activity and support because of the vitamin B complex is able to convert nutrients and so food into ATP, in energy. But not only, we have also the capability to the vitamin B complex to support metabolism and focus, cognitive attention. And also, obviously, there is a sprinting connection with the reparation of cells and renewal of cells. We spoke about antioxidant. The most important part of antioxidant is represented like vitamins, and so the vitamins represent the best, the most important antioxidant. In that case, vitamin A, it's not an antioxidant, but it's absolutely crucial vitamin for cell renewal. Vitamin C is an antioxidant and specifically indicated also for collagen synthesis. The vitamin D is important for follicle cycling. Calcium is important minerals able to give crucial signals in terms of nail strength. And the red clover extract on the left side, the flower, is a moisture for our protection in mature skin. And so, as you could observe and understand, there is a complete, in OMNIA, there is a complete formulation, complete approach to different aspects of regeneration and mitochondrial energy production. In fact, if you update the previous cycle, we could observe that with the best energy cellular production, we guarantee lifelong regeneration. We start newly. If you have a healthy mitochondria, we could absolutely move to a more energy in terms of production, but also in a faster repair. And so regeneration, the faster regeneration is a guarantee if I start with healthy mitochondria. But if I have a faster reparation, I could guarantee a less oxidative stress. I could guarantee to my body a control of the balance between free radicals and antioxidants, and that's, last but not least, the final achieving stronger mitochondria. But I restart. If I have a stronger mitochondria, I have obviously a healthy mitochondria that increase a new starting phase of our cycle. And so it's crucial to start from healthcare, in that case, healthcare attention to our cellular energy, starting from the mitochondria healthcare, and that's strictly connected with the lifelong regeneration. We speak about Life Farm. I already told you that Life Farm is a regeneration company, the first regeneration company in the world, and so it's obviously that's the focus, that's the main focus of all pipeline of this company that in this slide could observe in our complexity, but in that case, efficiency. In fact, Life Farm represents today not only obviously the regeneration company, but why regeneration company? Because of its in the condition to offer to our distributors and to the people the best effective regeneration system from obviously daily cellular support, as I told you till now, specifically focus on energy, specifically focus on protection and resilience at any age. We start from, for example, OMNIA today, but I remember you Lamiderm, Omega-3 Plus, Digestive 3 Plus, obviously Lami9, that's the blockbuster of the company, Immune, Revive, and last but not least, two crucial and really, really huge device. First of all, Cell Energy Wellness Device, and recently launched the Cell Energy Food Charge device. And so we have really a complete approach able to sustain all our regeneration phase, all our protocol. If you have some question, I'm available to give answer. And so if you have some question, please, does Omnia still have some ingredients from pork? No, no, I could confirm that in that case, you have not this kind of source of ingredients in Omnia. And so don't worry, Daniel, but it's not pork or pork source in the product, in the ingredients of the product. Okay, thank you very much. See you soon at the next webinar. Thank you very much, Priscilla, for your support, and see you soon. Ciao, ciao from, obviously, in that case, Italy. Bye bye. Ciao.